So you heard about it, right? SLO. So SLO stands for service level object. Okay. I haven't shared any document I'll share today. Okay. Service level object. Service level object. So this is strategy, right? It comes from the Google. If you heard about that, right? This SLO, that invention, you can say that here something that a strategy. It comes from the Google. Okay, so they have a three types of parameter, right? One we have SLO, one we have a SLI, and one we have a SLA. Correct? Say I was so SLO stand for service level object. SLI stand for service level indicator. Level indicator. And the SLA stand for service level agreement. Correct? So now suppose I'm giving you as a layman just to think. Yeah, if you are a business owner, yeah, you are a product owner, something, right? You are not going to configure the SLO or something, but you should be knowing the definitions, right? Like what is the region you should configure a SLO. So if you go, like, suppose you are taking any service, like in the IT field, right? So you are giving the managed service to them. Yeah, you are buying any product, and that product, like suppose you bought a DynaTrace product, yeah, any other product, SaaS product you bought, yeah, you are taking, right, Amazon, yeah, Azure, yeah, Cloud, yeah, you are taking and using their service, right? They are giving you that, right? Our service will be available 99.9%. Say yes, yeah, no. Some
Yeah.
some component they will say 99%. Some vendor will say 99.99%. Some vendor will say 90%, something like that, right? So we have that SLA, right? You define that agreement, right? You write you have a contract and you write that agreement, like, okay, so if this service is not available, okay, 99.99% during the complete month, like observation of 1 month, yeah, 1 week, something, right? If you think that it is not available, then you charge to that vendor, right? Say yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, so you are putting some penalty, right? So that is the reason you have to monitor, right, everything. So it should not reach that SLA. Correct? Breach that SLA. So if you breach that SLA, customer will charge that, right? Each P1, yeah, each based on the priority, it will charge that amount. So this is called service level agreement. Now, to configure that agreement, what you need? What you need? You need to
SRE
configure the, you need to indicator, right? So then only you will come to know that, right? So SLI will give you that whether you reach that, you meet that expectation or not, right? So indicator will give you that, right? So as a layman, if you think, indicator will give you that, and SLO has to configure for the particular that object. SLO has to be configured, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So suppose you want to meet that this requirement to be this requirement. What is the formula? Can you tell me that SLO formula? Anyone? This is a percentage. Guys, tell me.
Yeah.
No one?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So the SLO formula is how many requests is coming, right? Divided by total request into 100. How you calculate the percentage?
Yeah. Total.
Request, how many requests are coming by total request into 100, right? Then only you calculate that percentage. Say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. So that is the reason we calculate that. Okay. And we understand that, okay, whether so this for 1 week we reach our SLA we reach 99%, 97%, something like that, right? So this how it should work. Okay. So there we have, you can configure SLO different way. Okay. Different way means like we can configure SLO for applications, we can configure SLO for synthetic monitoring, we can configure that SLO for host, everything, right? So we can configure that SLO, okay? So how you can configure? So SLO you can configure, let me open a new tab. SLO can be configured for service level. We have this application service, right? It can be configured for single request. Any request you are coming, right? Whether it is, then it can be configured for a synthetic level. Yeah, response time level. Response time level, like if your application is taking more than 10 seconds or something, right? You can configure SLO for synthetic. You can configure SLO for what? Application. Yeah, real user monitoring. Okay. You can configure SLO for infrastructure. Okay. So we'll see how we can configure that. Okay. So this is the types of SLO we can configure. Okay. And it's very easy. Okay. Like not like that. So the application means you can say that real user monitoring. Real user monitoring. Okay. So and you can configure a infrastructure level. Okay. So this is the way you. This is the type of SLO you can configure in DynaTrace. Okay. So let me go to the DynaTrace. Let's configure one SLO. So if I'll go to my DynaTrace, if I'll go to my service, just wait. Last license got expired. So now we have different license, like different trial that I have taken. So let me DynaTrace customer front. Okay, this is my front end application. I wanted to configure. Okay, so you can open in new tab. Okay, so now we have opened that. So this service I wanted to configure the SLO. So let's how we can configure. So let's go to here. Type, you can see where we have a shallow observe. You should type no service level object. You open that. Okay. Add a new SLO. So we are configuring for what? Service level, right? Say yes or no.
Yes.
So service level I have select. What is the name of the service? You can give AG Travel customer front. AG Travel customer front end. Same way you can try with. I will give you this credential. You can log in. This is the email ID and this is the password. Okay, you can log into DynaTrace SaaS. And same way you configure for different service. Okay, so you can have exposure also. So first one is password. This is the email ID. Just you click on DynaTrace SaaS login and email ID and password. Okay. So now is trial customer front end. Now description you can give. This is your wish. Now we should metric name what you want to give. Is trial customer front end. Okay. So now you see built-in service error success count by sorry request count. Okay, this will give you the into 100, it will give you the percentage, right? Say yes or no. 100 into how many success count was there and how many total request count was there, right? For service, that is called 100 percentage, right? If you wanted to calculate 100 into how many success count was there and how many total request count, right? Suppose total request count is 20. In only in that 5 got success.
Yes.
So what is your percentage? 25%, right? Availability? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, we have that. Okay, so we can give the formula. So formula is already, it will take that. Now define the filter criteria. So type service, and just you do preview which service you wanted to configure. So suppose I am taking which service. So we can, so in the corporate, right, there will be lot of services. If you do like this, you can't, you need to go one by one. Okay, so we can give like dot, okay, entity ID, okay, bracket, and this is my service, right? So what is my entity ID? This is right. This is your entity ID. You remember while creating a management zone, something I told you, right? How to find entity ID?
Yep.
Okay, so it will not take like this. You can give something comma separated and do preview. You got that, right? So no need to like when you give the type service, right? Your type host, your type application, okay, it will be a, it will be a lot of service, lot of application, lot of host it will be used. It will be difficult for you to, otherwise you need to go one by one, one page, second page, third page, right? So it will be very difficult. Okay, so in that case, what we can do is we can use this functionality, entity selector functionality, and you can use it. So it was given here. So type service we have taken, right? Now instead of entity ID, we can take that entity name also. You give that entity in top, you can see that first line, this line, entity name. Okay, and now I should, instead of service ID, I should give entity name. So what is my entity name? This is my entity name. Control C. If you go here and remove this, so entity name should be in double quote, right? And now you do preview. Got same thing?
Yes.
Okay, so that you understood, right? How you can take that. When you have a different management zone also, you can go comma management zone name. Okay, like this you can do that. Okay, and now add success criteria. So how you want to calculate? So target is 99 point. So when, if, so good is 100%. If service is 100% available, we are good. Warning, we'll keep like 99.99%. Here we can keep 99%. Okay, warning.
Okay.
And target should be 97. We can keep like based on the SLA, right? We can keep that. Okay, and we can evaluate. So now see, 100% status current, error budget is 3%, burn rate is 0. You can create that SLO, right? So this is the way you can create. So now we have created for what? We have created for service. Okay, and now create that SLO.
Yes.
Now same SLO we can create from where? From Postman also, from APIs also you can create that SLO. We'll tell you how we can do that. Okay. Now, so this is the one type of SLO, that service level. Let's create a different type of SLO. Okay. Okay. So this is done. If you open this, you got this. So you can, again, you open this service level object. You can see our status. So people used to see in the dashboard, what is the status? 100%. That is fine. Target you kept 97%. When you reach 99%, then you give the warning alert. And if it is coming to 97%, then it will be a complete thread. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, like a SLO. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
guys say yes or no?
Yeah, it's all right.
All right, right? Now let's go to different types of SLO. So just a minute. Now we'll go with single request. Okay. So how you can go with single request? Let me go to my DynaTrace portal and how you can go with single request. So go to service level object, add new SLO. You can give the SLO name here. So how you can find the single request? You need to go to multi-dimensional analysis. Okay. Now you went to service, you go to dynamic request. Okay. And in the dynamic request, I want to suppose create for booking payment page. Okay. You know that, right? Like a booking page. Yeah. These are the right a special offer page. Like now you have a product, you put some offer on this specific product, right? So in that page, what is that availability, right? For single request. Okay. Are you getting my point? So how you can do that? So a specific request we are talking about. Okay. So we are taking like we can take that payment page, a special offer page, a logout page, right? Yeah, a recommendation page, any page you can take that, any request you can take that. Okay. So that how you can do that. Okay. So suppose I am taking uh, wait, just a minute. So I'm taking suppose calculate recommendation. If you click this, it will redirect to, it will go to that multi-dimensional analysis page. Okay. Now what we need to do is, so for this, right? Now what we need to do is, for this we need to create a metric first, right? We need to so now we have this one, right? So how you can fetch this? You can't fetch this, right? So we can create a metric. Metric is not supported. Why? Cannot create a metric. So we'll take something called average. Sometimes, yeah. So we need to take that aggregation also should be correct, right? Then we can give easy travel calculate recommendation. Okay. This is your top dimension. Okay. This is your metric key. This is your metric name. Okay. Let's create a metric. Create a chart. Copy this. Okay. So now we'll go to our shallow page. Now add new shallow. We'll give easy travel calculate recommendation page, right? Travel calculate recommendation. Okay. Now we have description. We can keep that like a broad calculate recommendation. Okay. Okay, wait. Now we have created a metric, right? So metric, what is telling? Total successful and then total request, right? So what you need to do is, again, we need to go to your service. Wait. So we did that response time. So I need a request count, right? Also I need, right? Request count. So what is the formula? You remember? 100 into successful request, right? Total, how many requests by total request into 100, right? Say yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
So we need to create a request count. So create a metric, calculate recommendation request count. Okay. Let me put it in notepad, otherwise you guys will forget. Control C, open a notepad. This is your metric name. Okay. So this is for request count. Okay. Create a metric. Done. Metric is created. Now, okay. Now we'll go to my wait, where we have a shallow wizard. Okay. Define a metric. So what is the formula, guys? Tell me.
Say 100.
100. So we have created, remember, just a minute. We have created a request count. First metric is not will helpful to fetch anything, correct?
Yeah.
So 100 into request count divided by successful count divided by total request count. Say yes or no. What is the formula?
Yes.
Anything, right? 100 into how many successful request count divided by total request. So we did for request count, that is for total, but we have not done for successful. Metric we have not created for successful. So we need to create for successful also. Are you getting my point now?
Yeah.
So this is my calculate recommendation. Calculate recommendation successful count. Okay, create a metric got created. Now, so now both metric will created, successful and request. So now let's go to our wizard. There we have. So we'll take as 100, close the bracket. Okay, into shift star. Then we'll open the bracket. Okay. Just to type cal see. So we need successful, right? Divided by, again open the bracket, close the bracket, just to type calculate. So we did successful and then recommendation request count total. Okay. Okay. Now define the filter criteria you want to give. Last 1 week, you can filter your client last 1 hour also you can take. Okay. This will not, because we gave this formula, so this will not applicable anything. Add success criteria. Just type evaluate. At least one. Wait. Where we did that? Think some. Why it is not coming? Okay, just to take any service like we'll take something we should take here. It got deleted everything. Got deleted. Okay, add new SLO. You can give this is different. Calculate recommendation. Just your naming this is right. So you can give anything. Recommendation. Payment. Define metric. Metric name you leave it. So we can keep 100. Close 100. Star. I should type calculate. So calculate recommendation count. Recommendation request count, right? Recommendation request count. Okay. We'll take sum. Close the bracket. Divided by calculate successful count. Okay. Filter criteria will keep for last 24 hours. Example we can give invalid. This is not required at all. Success criteria. Evaluate. Not all inputs are valid. Please review the order to evaluate SLA. Okay, this is required entity selector. So we can give 1 second. This is I don't know why it's something is facing a problem. This is not required at all. Already remove. No. Calculate recommendation. You can recommendation request count. Wait. This should get closed. Now we'll see. Oh, it metric selector parse error line at 1.5. I don't see any error. Hundred into right. Why it is coming like this? Why it is coming here? 100 into bracket sometimes calculate recommendation request count some bracket calculate successful. I don't know why it is facing an issue. Are you able to understand why it is facing issue?
Maybe it's the time frame, no?
No. First, this indicator should come, right? Successful, right? Calculate. This is successful. Close the bracket. Divide by. Open the bracket, right? Calculate. Request count. Now we'll try. Huh. I don't know why, like, there was some issue or something. Okay, so you can see that, right? You can try with some also. No. Okay. We can type with count. So we can take like this. Yeah, we can better will take a sum. Okay, so now you can able to see, right? Type with sum. Maybe. So now you are getting that. So now we can get the data. So in this, this is filter criteria is not required. Okay, this type is not required because we have created our own formula, right? For which request, right? Yeah, which particular request you wanted to filter, right? So you wanted to do that. So now I'm giving the target warning 95 and 90 should be target. Okay, you can even have it. Our status is 84%. You can create that. So somebody can create that for like a payment page, okay, a login page, a logout page. These are things like you will come to know, okay, like just to try to create. If you wanted to share, just to try to create a shallow for what we called like a payment page, a logout page, okay. I'll share my, I will stop sharing now. You can start sharing if anyone would like to share, and share your screen and just to create for payment page. Okay, either Kamla Karyam, yeah, Marshall, anyone. Okay, just to create that. So you'll come to know that how we can create for a specific request. Okay, like you need to create a metric, all those things. I'll guide you how you can do that. Okay, anyone would like to share your screen?
Okay, that's right.
Okay, you can share your screen just to do that one for payment page. So it will be a good exposure. Okay. Are you sharing?
Yes, I'm again. Okay, what's its password?
Should I put it in the chat?
Yeah. This.
Welcome at the rate 12345 W caps.
Okay.
So first you need to go to the service page. Okay.
Yeah.
You should type service, service page. Go to Easy Travel customer front end. Okay.
Travel customer.
Yes, little down, little down. You can see in the Easy Travel customer. Go top only, top only. Customer front end, you can see.
Yes.
Click on that. Click on dynamic request. View dynamic request, you can see in the little down right side. The
Yeah.
So either you can go from this page also. Yeah, if you are not directly, you can go to that custom multi. Okay, now you scroll down. So for this application, this is the front end, right? So in this, there will be all the requests. Okay. So for which
Okay.
request you wanted to configure? Okay. Suppose you know that. Okay. So suppose you want to configure like payment page, payment.js. Okay. Just click on that. And now create analysis view. Scroll down. Yeah. So now you think what are the two things metric is required? One is successful request count,
Yes.
and one is total
Count.
request count. Request
Total
count
count.
and the successful, right? So first you create a request count, and aggregation should be count, and create a metric. Okay, so metric name you can give payment, booking, easy travel, payment, or request count, something like that. Payment, request count, request count. Okay, and save it. Create a metric. Copy that metric name in your notepad.
Okay. And create to successful count. Okay.
Okay. The metric
Yes.
to both metric got created.
Count, successful count, and
Request count.
request count.
Yeah. Now you go to SLO, search SLO, service level object. They add new SLO. Give the SLO name like what is that? Payment, right? You travel payment something. Okay. Now in that, so here, yeah. So 100 into, so bracket you give 100, not curly bracket, normal bracket. 100, then come out from the bracket into a star mark, like a multiplication symbol. Then again open the bracket. You give like what's the formula? Successful. Then
Successful.
so you just should type whichever the metric that name you have given, right? Just you type payment. You type payment request successful, right? Uh, in divided by like total. Just you type payment. I think that will be the best.
Okay.
So payment request. Okay. Now click on the evaluate. Okay, wait few minutes just to wait. Okay. Scroll down. Scroll down little bit. Down. Define filter, right? You give the data for last prior last 1 hour something. Okay. And now you do evaluate. Now it is coming. Okay, so now wait. Now you need so first, right? So first service you have given total request count. You want to, it should be sum, it should be count. What is that, right? So it should be like something like that, right? So after successful, where we have a successful, right? So give that and colon sum. Last one you select. Now you enter, evaluate that. So now see.
Okay.
Now you are getting that. So this is the way you can create a SLO. Okay, so SLO can be created for same way you can create for application, same way you can create for infrastructure, same way you can create for lot of things. Okay, so okay, so understood, right? How you can do that?
Yes,
You can
understood.
create that. Okay, you can stop sharing now. Now let's create a SLO for synthetic. Okay, so let me create one. Hi, Jay Mohan.
Good morning, Ravi.
So now let me create a SLO for synthetic. Okay. So let me, because this is my new sign DynaTrace, so I need to create one synthetic. So one HTTP I'm configuring. Create a HTTP. This is my PG travel website. Okay. And request URL. So this is my request URL. Where we have, okay, add HTTP request, nothing. Next, from every minute from Mumbai, Dublin, Amsterdam. Okay, 3 requests. I'm doing that. Every 1 second, I'm hitting the URL. So now let's create a SLO for this synthetic. Okay, so you can create for HTTP browsers. This data should come. So meanwhile, we'll go to our service level object, and add new SLO. You can create synthetic availability. You see, automatically formula will get. So my new SOPO, it can give EG travel home page. Okay, so you see, define the filter criteria, type synthetic test. Nothing is coming. So just to type synthetic colon preview, no. So we can give that entity ID. Entity ID, open the bracket, go to your, actually synthetic not yet ready, right? That is the reason. Synthetic, open that. So this is my entity ID. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll go to again service level object, add new SLO, synthetic availability. You can give easy travel home page. Okay. Metric already by this one, right? Availability, browser availability, right? So whether from this browser it is available or not. That only will check, right? So comma entity ID. Okay. Oh, sorry. Control Z. Synthetic. This is my ID. So either we can take this one. If you take this, it should be comma. Dot, okay. It's coming. Nothing. Just to type this. Given is in entity. Oh, I should be capital. So now this will not take. Now you paste it. Oh, it is not coming. Yeah, wait. Entity name. Okay. Wait. Here we have a synthetic, right? This one. Control C. Control V. Why it is not coming? Given in, okay, wait, it should be in double quote. Comma, control B. Why it is not coming? Why it is not coming? Wait, data should come. Okay. Wait. I think that data should come. It should come. Why it is not coming? Data is not giving. At least one of the given question provided no data. Okay. So wait for how many days? Custom. What is the time? We have configured 10:50 to 55 minutes. Data, there is no data, just you wait for few minutes, it will come. Oh, wait, browser availability, correct. You understood, right? Like just wait for few minutes, it will come. Data you try, it will, you are able to create. Because given the evaluation window, right? Size must be 3 and 50. So there is a no data, that is the reason and they're not able to create. We need to wait for 1 hour. Okay. Then only we can get the data. Okay. So you understood how to create? I
Yes.
say yes. Okay. Like it is not like that a big deal. Okay. This formula is correct. Okay. Everything is correct. We need to wait for 1 hour to generate a data, right? Once we have the data in synthetic, then only you can configure that. Okay. So this is the way you can configure your SLO. So we can SLO you can configure for, suppose you are configuring from browser based, right? And browser step something, right? So browser based monitoring, we have a lot of step, right? So you want to monitor with for browser. So you can see browser synthetic step something. Synthetic dot step is there. Just you type step. See a synthetic step. Okay, so we can configure that. There is a in the YouTube also in my channel. You can see there is a lot of videos for SLO. Like you can go and you can watch for us each and every SLO we have configured, type of SLO that we have configured. If you have something like a specific requirement, you want to configure for browser base, you want to configure a real user monitoring, you want to configure for infrastructure, you go and watch the like it is available for everyone. You go and watch it. You can easily able to configure it. Okay. Otherwise, you understood that the formula is 100 into successful request count divided by total request count, right? This is the formula, right? So that will give you the percentage. Okay, when you want to count, when you want to sum, that you can give that. Okay, and then you can give that success criteria, and then you can move it. You can create your time frame. You can configure that. Okay, is that clear? Sounds good.
Yes, understood.
Okay. Now let's move to another topic that is called dashboard. How you can create a dashboard. And this is very good topic, right? So dashboard. Okay, how you can configure the dashboard. So if you go to your DynaTrace dashboard page, okay, this is your dashboard page. You see, if it is you can see that this is the preset mode. Okay, so there is a concept is called preset mode. Means I'll give you each and everything so you can understand that preset mode means available for everyone. Either you have available for each and every user, whoever has DynaTrace portal, whoever has DynaTrace portal access. Okay, means everyone, available for everyone. They can edit, modify all those things. Okay, so that is called available for everyone. That is the meaning of preset mode. Is that clear? Now, just wait. Okay, so now you want to create a dashboard. You can create a dashboard. Here I'm name I can give. This is my infrastructure. Okay, this is my infrastructure dashboard. Now, so this is your dashboard title. You can see that, right? You can edit here also the infrastructure dashboard. You can suppose you can mention that. And mention you can do the same. Okay, this part is clear. Now you wanted to add the tiles. So DynaTrace has one default tiles. Default tiles means if you want to add a host, right? So host health, right? Automatically that data will come. Nothing we need to do because we have right now one host in this environment. So you can see that we have only one host. You can get that. You can little drop, drag. You can do it. So this is the drag and drop. Now you want to add again another service. So how many service we have? So service health you can. So like this you can add. So this is your default type. Now again you wanted to add database. You can add. So this is your default tile we can give. Then you need to add web application. There is any web application. You have my web default web app. Then what we called. Then service, health service. Then what else? Network status. You wanted to see. You can put like this. Then you wanted to see problem. So this is your default tile. Okay, are you getting my point? This is your default tile. So you can put that. So now, so this, okay, so this by default, right, DynaTrace dashboard will give you the last 2 hours data. Okay, so if you click here and you give custom time frame, what is coming? 2 hours. So in the 2 hours, how many hosts is available? Okay, based on means last 2 hours data, it will give you in the dashboard. Okay, for each time. Okay, Now you wanted to a specific tile, you wanted to keep for 24 hours, yeah, 30 hours, yeah, 7 days, something, you can change it here. Suppose this data, okay, I wanted to put for 7 days, it will be give you the 7 days. Only this tile, okay. Suppose you wanted to have all the tile, you wanted to have that last 24 hours, yeah, last 7 days, you can go to that setting page. Wait. Configure more. Lot of changes is doing DynaTrace. Okay. You can add the default time frame itself. You change it to last 27 days. Okay. So default you change it. Okay. So now this dashboard will give you that last 7 days of data for each tile. Are you getting my point? Okay. So now we have the data for last 7 days. Okay. So now if you edit and check it, that custom time frame, it got changed to how many days? It will change to 7 days because now this got changed to 7 days because it's not taking 2 hours because default itself here we have done the changes. If you go to the configure, default itself that we have changed it to 7 days. So now it is taking 7 days data. So 2 hour data is not taking. In the dashboard, it will give you the 7 days data. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so you wanted to, so this is your default tile. Okay. So default tile you can add. Now you wanted to create a like a specific tile, a specific graph, a specific metric. You wanted to do that. Then you need to select that either graph chart, pie chart, top list, single volume, anything, right? So if you do anything, right, let there also you can change it. So I'm taking a graph. Now you should give the title name. Suppose I'm taking CPU utilization. Configure tile in Data Explorer. Now you give the metric here. So CPU utilization. CPU, just to type CPU. So whichever metric is available, it will give you that. So CPU uses percentage. So you see here, this always, when you're taking any metric, considering any metric, always you check this, which you are taking for which you are taking for host, you are taking for EC2, you are taking for which ones. If you go to that, right, CPU, just use CPU, it will come for different also. Maybe see CPU, maybe see CPU time, it will come process CPU uses. Make sure that when you take that, for what purpose you are taking, make sure that that is getting fulfilled. Okay. So now CPU users you run a split by host. Filter by not required, you can do that. So now we are getting the data. So we have only one host, so it is consuming 8.52% CPU. Okay. Now you don't need graph chart. You need like because we have a 500 host, 600 hosts. What you can do? You want to have a top list, you can put it. Like so, whichever CPU consume very high, it will be in top. Whichever consume very less, it will be in down. Okay, you can pin to dashboard. Some coloring you wanted to do, you can do that coloring. Okay, this you can do red. Red always is bad, so you can put green. Even you can put a threshold value greater than 80, 90 red, greater than 80 yellow, 0 to 80, 79. It should be green. So like this, you can put the threshold value also. In the dashboard will have a coloring. So automatically, when you change to 90, this will become a red. Okay, this you can do that. And like we have 6.44%, right? So you can do that. Like see, if you do that 6.43%, this is a unit format. Okay, if you keep 0, then it will take only integer value, right? This we can do and save changes to dashboard. Is that correct? Clear? Here you can want to have for particular host, particular service, particular something, you can filter by name, filter by tags. I have only one host. You can see that only one host. And you can run the query. So for it will give you the a specific one host. Filter by, right? So filter by you are getting my point, right? You are split by host. So total host will get host wise you are getting the data. In that you want to filter for a specific host group, a specific, then you can do that. Okay. Save changes to dashboard. Is that clear, guys? For everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's move to another. So now let's move. So it is done. If you click on done, then dashboard part is done. So don't click on done. Again, you can click on done. Again, you edit. Okay. Now again, because sometimes it will get reloaded, right? So your data will not get saved. So better you keep it done. Then again, you take a graph, and I'm doing memory utilization. Memory utilization. Okay. Now select memory. You see memory available, memory used, right? How much memory is used? Okay, split by host. You can take that value, average, max, something. So it is you consuming 20%. So if you want to have, you don't have to like other chart, like pie chart, you want to pick something. Then yeah, you wanted to have like a table, and keep that. Are you getting my point? Okay. Then you can keep the threshold value 0, 80, 90. So you see 0 to 80 green, 80 to 90 yellow, 90 to red. Save changes. You can have a table, whichever things like you'll things like for this graph should be good, table should be good, pie charts will be good, bar chart will be good, line chart will be good, whichever you want, you can do that. Okay, now see again it got refresh. So, oh yeah, it got saved. So see, this is your table. Okay, now click on now again. I want disk. Put a disk and give the title name. Disk utilization. All the metric I'll add it in one dashboard only, so you can understand that, right? This is your tile size. This is your tile size. You wanted to put a small. See, this become a small now. You wanted to keep large, it will become a large. Okay. Now you did. Now you to go to configure tile in Data Explorer. Now you take a disk utilization. Disk, just to type. So disk available, disk used percentage, split by host, split by disk. So you can see we can take that as a stack area. It will not help, right? Not help. So we can change it to either you can take a table. It is good, right? So each host how much is getting consumed, and yeah, you can take a top list. Save change. So here you can put same way 0, 80, 90. Save changes to dashboard. So this is your disk utilization and process. Now we'll take configure tile in Data Explorer. Just to type process. CPU. Process CPU usage percentage. So now you see a split by process. If you see how many processes coming, all the processes coming. Okay? So you wanted to have top list. You can see all the processes are coming. Whichever process is consuming more CPU, it is showing in the top, right? This is a descending order. Now you want to have for a specific process. You can give the here process name and select that. So I want to have C4 easy travel customer front end and run this. So that will give you the specific process. Okay. Understood? What is the filter criteria? Change to dashboard. Okay. Now let's take that application. Just now we'll add some service level application. Okay. This is done. Now, so process level that also you understood. Now let's add the application level. So can you add here? Graph. Response. You should type application. All this, yes, response end load, right? Split by web application. If you take a browser also, it will give you that. See. So if you take top list, see, Chrome browser is taking 7.55 and desktop browser is taking 7.55. So this will give you that application response time. Okay, so you can understand that. If you don't filter that browser by, then it will give you that only average. This is your application response time you can take. It's taking. Okay. By Chrome, by browser. Now you wanted to have like 4x error, 5x error count, right? How many 4x error we have, how many 5x error we have. So just to type 4xx, failure 4x error, number of HTTP 4x error for particular service. Okay, this is for rate, failure rate, yeah, error count. So you want to account, right? So split by service and which service you wanted to have. So you wanted to have for all the service, you can take a table and you can understand that. So see, each service will give you that. So this service has a 5x, 4x error 5, this service has 4, all there, right? You wanted to have a specific, then you can filter with name, yeah, tag, anything you want to have for booking service. Okay, run that query. So we have a 0 into dashboard. Okay. So now you understood that. Now you want to, so you can save number of 4x error, booking service 4xx error count. Done. Done. Okay. So again, now you wanted to add something like 5x error count. You can add something here. You can go here. And you type 5xx. So see failure rate. I don't need failure rate. A number of 5x errors. Okay. I want. Okay. Split by service. Run this. You can have a table. And you can see. Save changes. So you wanted to for a specific service, you can select that and you can save changes. And then okay. So are you getting my point, guys? So this part you understood. Now suppose so tile part, metric part you understood. So all the metric will be go to data explorer. Okay. All the metrics. So when you implement that, right, any application on board that any application based on that technology, automatically that metric will get visible. If there is no metric, okay, Suppose last time I told you, right, how to create a custom metric. Remember? Like a monitor technology, add new technology from here. Like we can give custom metrics. There should not be a space. Data source, Apache, process. Yeah. Any one metric I'll create and I'll put it that. Some of the metric is not available. Add metric, domain, Java, type. You want to have a thread level. Okay. So you can take that. Peak thread count. Yeah. Save changes. Add to extents. Now it is getting saved. I should go to my dashboard, edit, add new tile, configure, just to type thread. Getting visible, no. Still not yet get added, right? Peak thread count. The metric has no data. Wait for a few minutes. See, just fill it by process and process ID. Done. Got this? What is that count is 150. So you want a single value. Okay. You want to format. Okay. Save changes to dashboard. So this is your custom metric, right? Sometimes like some of the metric is not visible in your metric data explorer, then you can create this way. You can try to fetch it from that. Otherwise, you need to develop. Okay. Now, so in the dashboard, right? So you understood that. So this visualization, this is the type of visualization. Okay, till honeycomb. Okay. So now we can create a header. So this you can add, right? So here you can add. You know that, right? Header. So you can add. This is my service component, something like that. Service component and okay, and you can save it. You can put it like on the top of this. Here you can put that. Now if you to put that, right, this should be down. Okay, so how you can do that? It will down like this, down, little down, like this. Okay, this should be drag and drop. Drag here. This is my service component, something like that, like infrastructure, something. Okay, and you can put it like this. Understood, right? Are you getting my point? Right? It's very little, not that much stuff. This is a drag and drop. All that most should be your dragging, right? Now you want to increase like this, you can increase like this. Keep like this, you can. And keep like this. This is my infrastructure component. You can keep something like that. Structure and service component like this. You can put. Okay. So now you have created. So like this you can. Second thing. So this you understood. Now there is a concept which is called markdown. You can see that, right? This is your markdown. So markdown, what it will do is it can create any URL. So suppose you wanted to add something like if you go to my service, okay, and some you did some filter like you went to Easy Travel, customer front end, you went dynamic request, you went to like okay, booking page. You create analysis view and you create some metric. Okay, you create some data, right? Now you in here also you added something called range is not coming. Response code 5x. You have no data. Okay, response code 4x. No data. Then we take response time range from, suppose you take that particular, right, which because payment page, right, you remember it should have some certain range, time range, right? If payment is not done within that range, like 60 second to 180 second, yeah, 200 second, if that payment is not done, then it will get fail, all right, timeout error, and it will payment request got failed, right? Either your money got deducted from your account and it will not reach to destination account. Yeah, it will not deduct from your account, right? Say yes or no, guys. So 300 millisecond to 900 millisecond. Okay. Oh, sorry. Apply. So I got this. Oh, I did not get. So like this. Okay. So you can do that. So you are getting my point. What I'm trying to say. Response time from 2, 5, 200 to 500. Why no data is getting matched? Okay, leave it. So now, suppose called by verification service, no data. Cancel. Okay, method. Okay, response time is greater than 300 to 1000. Okay, I'm taking. So we have this many data. Okay, recommendation this one. Okay, now suppose this I wanted to add my URL in my dashboard, right? There is no way, right? You need to create a metric and then you can add it into your dashboard, correct? But you can add in the URL also. So how you can add a URL is just you can give that. This is my response time You can delete this. Okay. You can delete this. This is my response time. Some name, right? That you can understand. Response time. And here you can give the URL. Okay. Done. So you can see it got added. Where it went, guys. No. Where is that metric? And see here. If you click this, automatically it'll redirect to that page. So that has a filter criteria, all those things. See? So any link, okay, any link, like you wanted to add a problem link, you wanted to add a service link, you want to add database link, any URL that I'm talking about, you wanted to add, you can add it in your dashboard. Any URL, some external URL also, like you wanted to add like this application URL, okay, you can add it, okay, not a big deal. So you can edit, you can add in the same tile, yeah, you can the same. This is my admin page, so you can give, again you click here, you can add, this is my easy travel admin portal. Travel admin portal, and this is okay. This is my admin portal. Now done. Oh, it all added in the same link. Oh no, it got done. Now see, it got added, right? So it will click this, it will redirect to that admin. So any link you like to add. So now see, this is very small, right? So you wanted to keep little big, little like bold size. You can do. You know that, right? HTML how it works. So if you wanted to add, how you can add? You edit, go here and put hash step 3 hash paste. Okay, you can add like that. Spelling is wrong, so response time. Okay, now you can like this. You can do that. Is it clear, guys? How you can add uh, markdown? Markdown means you need to create a URL. You can create any URL. Okay, like you can do some filter right in the DynaTrace, and you wanted to keep it safe something. You can do that. Okay, is it clear, guys? You say yes,
Yes.
no. Okay. So now let's add some data for HTTP. So you can take a graph. I'm not creating a multiple dashboard, because if I'll create a dashboard, right, complete whole day also it will not. Like, so you need to understand that how to create. Yeah, this is my synthetic. So I'm showing the how you can take a metric, that is the synthetic configure tile. Just you type HTTP synthetic, it will come. So DynaTrace itself, they are giving you a little bit of flexibility, right? What you need. You think like what kind of data we require. So you can type HTTP. Yeah, HTTP a browser, right? So right now we have only HTTP. So you can select synthetic to see availability rate by location. Okay. So you can take that HTTP monitor and run that. So see 100% is available. You can take a table, you can take a table is also fine. Okay. And save changes to task. Availability rate by location, availability rate by browser, availability rate by, you can DNS, a lot of things you can do that. You can create a dashboard. Okay. Is that clear? Okay. Any doubt to understand? Create a dashboard. Same way you can create for Docker, you can create for Kubernetes. Okay, so let me once. So is that clear, guys?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Okay, so let's take a half an hour break. We'll meet at 12. Okay. And then we'll discuss about the next topic like licensing, retention policy, user creation. Lot of topics we are pending, so that we'll discuss. Okay. Now, so dashboard part is clear, right? So once you create a dashboard, right? After creation and dashboard, now you should share, okay, this dashboard in the advanced setting. If you want to share, right? You want to share who does not have DynaTrace portal access something, you need to share. And if you want to make it available for everyone, right? Then you need to publish. Okay, so add new anonymous link. So is so for for who does not have portal access, you can go with this link, you can access. And if you do publish as a preset, anyone who had DynaTrace portal access, they can see your dashboard, they can edit, they can modify. Okay. Suppose you don't want to do public as a preset and you want to do some permission level access, right? So you can create like a specific any user, a specific group. Those are part of confidential data admin, yeah, monitoring admin. They can edit. You're getting my point, right? Who part of monitoring admin group, they can edit my dashboard. Then who's part of what we called a specific group, who part of like monitoring viewer, he can view the dashboard, something like that. You can create a group and you can define. Okay, that also you can. If you do public as a preset, means everyone, like either they have a user access, yeah, they have admin access, anyone, like any type of access, they can edit and they can modify that. Okay, there's a concept it's called dynamic filter. So dynamic filter will give you, you can add in the dashboard itself, you can add the vendor monitoring mode, something you can create. You can create a key value. Let's show you that, like, okay, operating system, something. So what will happen is in dashboard itself, you can add. So deployment, database vendor, then add, oh, got change. So now you see in the dashboard, right? So you are in the dashboard page. Now you see add database vendor. So how many, so like list of database, it will show the depends. So now we have only Derby client. If you click on that, no, only database part will get. Okay. Like if you do that monitoring mode, full stack, how many? We have only one. The operating system, Linux. Like this, you can filter in the dashboard and you can filter the data also. Okay. So same thing you can do on the key value pair, like we have creating a tag, right? And based on the tag, you can do the key value. So that also you can do that. To the dashboard. Okay, infrastructure dashboard. Edit. Okay, shit. Okay. Done. Okay, configure. Dynamic filter. So now you want to add a key value, right? So you can see. Right now we have not configured any tag. See tag key synthetic monitor. So if you want to have tag key, so what is the tag key name? So synthetic monitor, let's open that. We'll add a key. Let's wait. We'll add one tag. key is application and value is easy travel. Okay, so tag key is application. So we'll go to your dashboard, tag key is application. Okay, and then changes. So like this you can do now. If you go to your dance infrastructure dashboard, you can filter that. Is it clear, guys, how you can create a dynamic filter? In the dashboard itself, you want to filter. See, EasyTravel is coming. So it will come. Whichever that tile is reflect to that, right? Because right now we have only one synthetic, that is the region. But whichever tiles, okay, it will come, it will get filtered that, okay? So this is the way you can create a what we called dynamic filter. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, if you want to export this dashboard, you can export this and you can utilize in. Okay, you want to export, you can export, and you can import that. Okay, this is like import export. Okay. Now you can print this, prepare as a PDF. Now it is like I'm not sure. See, now whichever the dashboard that we have created, right? We can save as a PDF. Okay, just open download. Wait, download, save. We can save as a PDF. It got saved. See, you're getting the data, right? Same thing we have configured, right? Something you want to save, something you have created, right? And you want to share that. Instead of taking a screenshot, you put it in the dashboard properly, and you can save as a PDF. You can share it. Okay, is it clear, guys? Say yes, no.
Yes, that's clear.
Okay, it's very simple, right? To anything you wanted to save as a PDF, you can save as a PDF. So this part is clear. You want to delete, you can. Now let's move to, shall we move to another topic? So now let's talk about license. It's very crucial part in DynaTrace. Okay, so if you go to that license, right? So DynaTrace has a several types of license. If you see that, first is host unit. Then second is dem unit. Third is DDU. What is DDU? Davis data unit, right? Davis data unit. Okay. And then we have a log. Correct? Say yes, you know, guys. So anyone heard about that host unit?
Yes.
Okay. So how that host unit license is getting calculated is we are calculating based on the RAM basis. Suppose you bought a 5 host unit license. Host unit license. Okay. 5 host unit you bought. Means your license has a capacity you can install till 80 GB of RAM. Okay. So how it will calculate is for full stack. So we have two types of monitoring, right? One is full stack and one is infrastructure, correct? So how it will get calculated is 16 GB RAM is equal to 1 host unit. So now, so you bought a 5 host unit license. This is for full stack, guys. Okay. And 16 GB RAM is equal to 0.3 host unit for infrastructure. Okay. So 16 GB RAM is equal to 1 host unit. Okay. So we bought a 5 host unit full stack. So 16 cross 5, total 80 GB RAM capacity we have. We can install that. Either you install on one server, yeah, you install on 80 server. Total RAM get calculated. If 80 GB RAM is done, your monitoring is done. Are you getting my point? How it should be? Suppose you bought a 5 host unit. Suppose one application is consuming 8 GB, another is 12 GB, another is 4 GB, another is 6 GB, something like that, right? Another is 34 GB, 64 GB. So till 80 GB RAM, once overall get calculated, your monitoring get stopped. You are not authorized to install DynaTrace One agent on different server. Is it clear, guys? How you can do that? So either DynaTrace One agent you can install as a full stack or infra, right? So once your 80 GB RAM finish, you are not authorized to install DynaTrace One agent. It will throw in license error. Okay, if you install beyond that. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 16 GB RAM is equal to 1 host unit for full stack and 0.3 host unit for infrastructure. Now we'll call DEM unit. So DEM unit, you need to buy a quota. So 1 million DEM unit you need to buy. Minimum quota is 1 million. Million DEM unit. Did anyone involved in licensing part from here? No one, right? Involved DynaTrace license discussion something?
No, not much.
No. Okay. So DynaTrace licensing is like for DEM unit, right? You need to buy a quota. So minimum, either you have a requirement for, so DEM unit will come for which are things. First one, synthetic. So synthetic, we have a two types, right? HTTP and browser based, correct? Then user action, session, okay? So for this, right, will come DEM unit, okay? So for synthetic, for user action, session duration, all those things, right? We need to buy for all those things. You need to buy a quota. Okay, so 10 lakh DEM unit you need to buy. 10 lakh means 1 million, right? So 1 million DEM unit you need to buy minimum. Minimum, this is the minimum you need to buy. Okay. Then we have a DDU. DDU also you need to buy same. And then log monitoring you need to buy a storage quota, like per day how many logs you want to store. Like you want to store for a 5 GB per day, and based on the retention policy, it will get calculated and you need to buy a quota. Okay. So log can be storage 5 days to 90 days. Minimum is 5 days, maximum is 90 days. Okay. And now, so DEM unit we have, right? So DEM unit we have. So if you go to the DynaTrace license consumption page, DynaTrace license consumption page. So if you go to that DEM unit, right? So DEM unit will have synthetic, okay, action. This is for browser-based monitoring, synthetic request for HTTP, user session, and session property. Okay, so it will consume 1 DEM unit for HTTP browser, for synthetic 0.1. That also will get calculated. Like so, if you take about synthetic, right? So synthetic, see how the getting calculated. How many synthetic requests we have? Okay, for execution per hour, location into hour. Okay, so if you see that 3 synthetic action we have. Okay, execution per hour. So every hour we have a 4 execution. We are running from 2 location and running 24 hours per day. Total synthetic action is 576 for 24 hours. Then 30 days, then 365 days. Like this, you need to calculate. Okay. So same way you need to calculate for real user monitoring. Okay. So 0 into 251 day minute for session replay. So what is happening is, so in that also you can see real user monitoring, we have without session replay and with session replay. So DynaTrace has a capacity to, like, let me show you that. If you go to that session, right, there is a concept is called session replay. So DynaTrace SaaS does not have a license for session replay, but you can enable, once you enable that, right, it will capture whatever the transaction you are doing, right, it will capture as a video mode. So you need to do, so if you see analyze user session, so just type session replay. Yes. So there is no user. Why? Because DynaTrace does not allow to show that how you trial does not have license. Okay. So in the session replay, how it will capture is it will capture as a video mode. So whatever the transaction you are doing, right? Like you are buying any product from Amazon, you are buying, you are booking a ticket, you are booking a flight ticket, your train ticket, your bus ticket, you are transferring money, you are buying an insurance. These are the activity you are doing, right? You are buying a product, something online. So if you are doing anything, right, it will capture your complete transaction as a video mode. And whenever any issue occurred, right, they can see any user has a problem, it will show as a red. Okay, so this user is frustrated. Okay, what is the reason and all, we can go inside and we can understand that, right? People can go and log into that user and understand that where is a facing a problem, user is facing a problem. See, loading of page is taking too much time, it took 19 seconds. So like this, people can understand and it will give you that information. So see, session replay, once you enable, it will capture as a video mode. Is it clear? But DynaTrace SaaS does not allow to create a or to enable session replay. But how you can enable that? You need to create. You need to go to your web application. Once you configure the web application, you remember, right? First class we discussed how to configure a web application. So by default, the web application will also come, and you need to go to edit mode. Okay. You see. Injection, anomaly detection, behavior analytics, capturing, session replay. You can see enable off mode in session replay. You can enable your session replay and then you can do that. Okay. Is that clear, guys? So this will, so that load action, right? We are telling, right, 0 to 3 second. Website is able to open. We have satisfied user, tolerating user, frustrated user. So you can see that, right? So you can customize this. Okay, like I can say 0 to 5 second my is a satisfied user. You can do that. 5 to 12 tolerable, greater than 12 frustrated. Like that, you can do that. Okay, this is your best. Okay, but DynaTrace is quoting 3 second. Okay, same way for XHR, same way for custom actions. I was discussing about the license, right? So this will calculate, right? So you need to buy a quota. For DEM unit, you need to buy a quota. 1 million is default. Okay, you need to buy, other than you can buy 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. But how this should be calculated, right? So DynaTrace has a sales calculator, license sales calculator. I don't have. When you purchase that, you need to fill lot of things. Okay, like what is the peak time you have requests, how many applications, how many users per hour request is happening. All those things you need to mention that. Based on that, DynaTrace will give you the ballpark figure. Okay, you need to purchase this much time unit for 1 year, 1 month, like that. It will give it to you that. So you think of it. If it's your monthly license, you can buy monthly. If it is your yearly, you can buy yearly. Okay. Same way, Davis data unit, like how many metric you would like to configure as a custom, how many integration you wanted to do, what are the types of integration you wanted to do, service that integration, like you do AWS integration, what are the service you have, all those things you need to fill it. And based on that, that will also will give you that ballpark figure. Log monitoring, like how many log you want to store, how much GB you want to store your logs, and then how many days, what is your retention period, right? All those things you need to fill that. Based on that, it will give you that quota, how much you need to buy. Okay, this is your license part. So license, right now we have this many, but they are keep on adding. So they are keep on adding for, you can see that, right? They are keep on adding for cloud automation now, security level. Still is not yet live completely, I think so, but they are keep on adding. See, that also like 16 GB RAM is equal to same like 16 GB. Like this is for runtime availability and runtime application security unit per hour per hour. So what is the difference we have? Okay, so we have like runtime vulnerability analytics, and we have and runtime analytics and protection. Protection also both you want. So you want to enable only analytics, then 60 GB RAM you need to equal to 1 unit. And if you want to analytics and protection also, then you need to pay two, 2 units per hour. Okay, like that you need to purchase that. Okay, still I am not aware. I haven't used this. Okay, this feature, but it's coming in market now. So this is your analytics, and then we have a log. So log, it is not coming here, so it will be so somewhere. Okay, so log you need to buy a quota. You need to check with say this is not like a license part, like how it should be, because each customer, right, each it will be different. Okay, so it depends how much server you have, how many storage you require, all those things you need to discuss and you need to prepare that. Okay, is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Like you need to remember for host unit 16 GB RAM is equal to 1 host unit. Dem unit you need to remember like a 0.1 dem unit, yeah, 1 dem unit. So session replay 1 dem unit. Timeline 0.1. Synthetic HTTP 0.1. Browser 1.0. But it will not charge 0.1 dem unit. Now you need to on the 0.1, right? It will charge, right? How many synthetic event we have, how many executions per hour is happening, okay? How many locations, like 5 locations, then 24 hours. So this much dem unit is required for 24 hours. Okay, then 30 days. Okay, so this much price. Then like a per execution charge is $0.0125. Then calculate for 30 days, then calculate for 1 year. Like that you need to calculate. It will be huge costly. Okay, for one URL, just to think it will cost you around $5,000. Just to see, I will calculate. Wait. Like we have how many events? 1 events. Okay, 1 event. Okay, now we are calculating 4, okay, execution per hour. Okay, then how many locations? We are running from 2 location. Okay, then 24. Say yes or no, right? Like that we have, right? You see, for HTTP I'm trying digital. You see, for 1 synthetic action, 4 monitoring execution per hour, right? So we are doing that for 2 location 24 hours. So all are cross. So what is that value? 24 cross 8, right? $192. Say yes, yeah, no. This is for 24 hours. Then cross 365 days. Just to type calculator. 192 plus 365. 70,080, right? 1 year, 70,080, right? This much, correct? Now cross with 0.0125 dollar. Per transaction and per request, like one hit, right? So we'll calculate cross 0.0125, $876 for one URL. Okay. Suppose now we are running 15 minutes, right? Each execution, right? Now suppose you are running 5 minutes, then how many should be? 12, right? Every 5 minutes. If it is a 60, then every minute, then 60. So suppose you want to do every 5 minutes, right? So 12, so 60 by, so total execution will happen 12. Now you see 24 cross 24. And then you do for 365 days. And then you do for repetition. Huge costly. See, if you are doing every 5 minutes. So 24 cross 24. 24 cross 24, 576 into now. So this is for 1 day, right? This is for 1 day, 576. Now you try for 365. 1 year data. So this much, right? Now you do for per request, what is the price is? Suppose 0.0125. Just imagine 0.0125, something like that. Okay. $2,628, right? It is for 1 year. Okay. Suppose now you wanted to monitor 10 APIs, 10 URLs. You want to monitor 100 URLs. What is the cost? Just to think. Now same cost will have 100, right? So we charge 2,600, right? Just to take around figure is 2,500 with discount. $2,500 we have for one URL into we have 100 URLs. How much? This much is required. Okay, so this much like a price should be okay. Like I'm not giving the exact price because what is the price we have for per request, that will give you the sales team. Okay, so just I'm giving you that somehow should be calculation should be okay. So like this you need to calculate. Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay, it is a huge costly. Okay, not like that you think about like 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees per month, yeah, per year, yeah, 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs per, no. It will go if you do the end-to-end monitoring, right? It will do in terms of crore, like $1 million, something like that. You have 100,000 servers. It's a very huge price. It is showing no 1 day minute, but if you do the calculation right, formula, it will be huge costly. Okay, so this is your license part. Okay, now let's talk about the retention policy.
So Ravi, it looks like more expensive, right?
Yeah, it's a
But
world. Yeah, go ahead.
do you have any kind of like um, in monitoring terms we can say kind of golden potter kind of things?
What I
So
didn't get. What
no,
you said?
No, if you have my tools, like we have the CA kind of tool, Broadcam,
Hmm.
they'll give us a golden partner. So for if you're giving the golden partner kind of thing, we will get some lot of discounts or something.
Hmm.
Because my in this environment, I can see around they are mounting 500 plus URLs.
In DynaTrace.
Then how they manage? Because as per your calculation for 10, it's near 2.5 lakhs dollar.
Yeah, just you see. I have given the dollar price is 0.0125. Maybe
Yeah.
it price will be 0.000125, something like that. Because this time just I'm giving you the ballpark figure, okay, how it should be, okay. But just you check with your team, yeah, something. It will be like that only, but it will not like it will be easy. Just you go and just Dynatrace has a chat functionality, okay. Just you tell them that in the my here we have a chat, right? If you see.
No, actually,
In,
is there any like so for example, these people will be like monitoring our tools up kind of things like infrastructure tools we are holding on 50 plus tools. So
mm,
for that URL also they are monitoring. So the charge will be different for private and public network, or it should be once we enable that URL monitoring for any private or public, whatever it is, it's the cost is same.
see, cost is will be see calculation would be how many executions we have. Okay, so we have one execution. Okay, one URL. Okay,
Okay.
now you are doing in hour, right? So 1 hour,
Yeah.
how many executions you are doing?
No,
Like
for
four,
me, they enabled a 5 minutes, 15 minutes interval.
5 minutes. So it should be 12
Yeah.
execution per hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now we are running from how many data center locations? You are hitting that URL from how many
We
locations?
have, yeah,
One
we have
location, two
five locations.
location, three location, five location, something like that, right?
Two
So
locations we have.
if you calculate two location, okay,
Yeah.
then 24 hours.
Mm.
So 24 for 24, 576 dem
Mm.
unit, okay, is required.
Yeah.
Now 1 dem unit, what is the price cost?
0.0125 you told. Yeah.
I am not just I'm giving the assumption
Example. No,
because
whatever it
okay,
is in that
one dem unit price
yeah.
is $0.0125. Then
Mm.
576, how much it will be?
Yeah, you,
0.0125. You can multiply and you can get the price. Okay. So this is for 24 hours
mm-hmm.
because you do the calculator,
Into 365, then
576 cross 0.0125. 1 day, 7.2.
yeah, into
1 day
365.
cost is $7.2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then 365 days. And again you do 365. 2,600. It is correct.
$600 for one URL.
Correct only.
No, we just talk about for only a license for URL. It sends it huge value. Then when you go for the application host, so
Just just
yeah.
I'm showing, just you go with your Dynatrace chat functionality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And go to the conversion tab. And if you are in the loop of Dynatrace sales, who is your account manager for this? Okay. Just to send an email and saying that what is the license charge for 1 day you are charging for this account. Okay. Just
Then
to
they
ping
will.
them. What is the
Okay.
license charge? It will take 1 day cost is for this much, because I would like to configure a synthetic. I wanted to understand like what is the charge you are quoting for this account, like account like this is your account ID, environment ID. So for this account, what is the license charge you are quoting for dem unit? Okay, you can check with them. Definitely they will charge you, hey, 0.00125, 0 point something. If you see that, right, I will show you that any tools you take. Tell me any best synthetic monitoring tools. Best synthetic. monitoring tools. Okay. So if you see SEMA text, also it is a very good tool, right? Now let's go to SEMA text pricing. Okay, go pricing. Synthetic per monitor, how many?
$2.
$2. We are getting $7.2. Suppose you
Yeah.
take a discount, it will come around $3 to $4,
Yeah.
right? But this
Yeah.
will give you not like a 1 year data, right?
Yeah.
This will give you the 24 hours data per HTTP monitor, and see per browser based monitor.
$7 per month.
Per month. Per minimum $5 per month, 30 days of retention. Okay. So DynaTrace is very huge costly. Okay. So that is the reason like people used to do Datadog, yeah, New Relic, some other tools, right? Yeah, something like a SEMA text, yeah, logic monitors, yeah. What is
Sitescope.
Cytoscope, Pingdom, right? Pingdom. These are the tools like SolarWinds has a Pingdom, right? So we see $45 to $249 per month for synthetic monitor.
Synthetic monitor.
Okay. New Relic.
Yeah.
Okay. New Relic also price is $59 per month. Okay.
Per month.
For one URL. Okay. So DynaTrace start $11 per month.
Per month.
Was okay, 60. This is very old one. I'm not sure. Old data, but see $114, something like that. See here, New Relic is giving $114 for one URL. So like this, we have that catch point is charging $15 for 10K tests. So everyone has a different strategy for pricing. Uptrend has very low pricing. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Uptrend is ITRS product. Okay, Genius, you heard about that, right? So there's a multiple tools has a multiple, plus price range will be little like a $2 up, yeah, $2 down. Okay. So DynaTrace we quoted how much? $7.2, right? Per day.
Yeah, per day.
Per day. So it may be, suppose you got 30% discount, it will come $2. Yeah, $3, something like that. When you are buying suppose you are going to buy one cloth from one showroom, you won't get discount. You say from every feature you have, I will buy one. Definitely, they will give you that good discount, right? But that is the reason. No, there people, some of the company, they are not buying the license directly through the product base. You heard about that. DynaTrace is a product based company. I'll give you the sales strategy a little bit. DynaTrace is a product based company, correct? And their product itself is DynaTrace. Okay. Now this company is called, you take any product base, Autodesk, Fujitsu, Flipkart. Okay. Yeah, you take JP Morgan. Okay, Morgan Stanley. This is the product base, right? And any other product based company, you take it. Okay. Now they will not go and buy directly from the DynaTrace. What they will do is they will give this, Autodesk will give it to TCS, DXC, CGI, Infosys, right? Yeah, Wipro. Okay. So they will take a license, not DynaTrace. They will take a license from TCS or DXC. So DXC is a partner. And DXC will tell you, TCS will tell to DynaTrace, hey boss, I have a partner. If you give the 90% discount of the license, 90% I'm talking, then I will purchase DynaTrace. Otherwise, I have because there is a very big, right? I'll go with AppD. I'll go with AppD or something. Okay. Now, whoever the DynaTrace gave license, yeah, not 90%, like 48% we got the discount, right? Now
Mhm.
DynaTrace we give TCS. Now Autodesk will tell, okay, so TCS will tell, you give it to infra, I will implement for you, so that there will be 4 to 5 resources will working for you, working for you only. Okay, so you got the license little lesser.
Yeah.
So this is the collaboration. Some of
Mhm.
the company, they'll, you have seen that, right? Why
Yeah,
big
yeah.
big client, it is going to see, they are not managing their self. They are going to TCS, they are going to Wipro, they are going to DXC, they are going to Infosys, coming to them because of that region. Because these
Mhm.
guys are tools partner,
Yeah.
DynaTrace partner. DynaTrace partner, when purchase the license from the DynaTrace, they will not buy the price you are showing in the website. They'll buy 80 with the lesser 80%. Okay, so we'll
Mhm.
got only 20%. Now Autodesk will give that contract to TCS for 5 years.
Mhm.
Okay, then TCS will charge for licensing some money, employee some money, then our contract, then SLA some money, something, right? And they'll charge some
Yeah.
money. So what they, Autodesk will think that, hey, my application is with the lesser price,
Mhm.
whatever the DynaTrace is putting, and with lesser headache, now my application is getting monitored end to end, and TCS is responsible for this. Yeah, Infosys, yeah,
Mhm.
Wipro is responsible for this. Okay, this is the how that it works. This is called sales strategy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, clear.
now so we'll go to that what we call retention policy. So you have seen that, right? Whichever that host your application data. This is, suppose this is your host, this is your application, this is your container, this is your Kubernetes. All the data is getting stored where? DynaTrace server. Say yes or no.
Yes.
This is a time series database, right?
Yeah.
So in that we have all those things. Okay, inside the server has multiple components. Okay, now just to think, this also has some storage capacity, right? Suppose this storage capacity is 5 TB. Yeah, 2 TB. You have, remember, like when I was showing that hardware component, right? If your environment is medium, then the storage this much is required. If environment is large, then this much is required. In the first class, I have shown you that. So
Yeah.
so if you have given the 2 TB or 1 TB for this storage, data is continuous coming, it may get full, right? One day. Once it is got full, it will not accept any data. Then the server will not accept any kind of data, right? So because of that, they have a retention policy, how the data should be deleted. So it is keep on active mode. Okay, not like once upon a time is got full, you need to take a backup, you archive again, now you need to take that. No, it should be like there should be a policy, so how the data, what data should be, and how, after how many days should be deleted. Based on that it will get occurred. Okay, so how should be. Okay, so we have something called code visibility data, code level data. Code level data, it will store for 10 days. Okay, like that we have user session, user property. I will show you that. I don't remember all those things. Okay, so now you see code level data, like where we have, you can any service you can take, right? You are going to that code level, understanding it, all those things. It will be available for DynaTrace SaaS for 10 days only. But manage also 10 days, but you can configure to 365 days. Okay, if you configure that, again it will ask you to increase your storage size, all those things. Same way, request and request attributes we configure, right? Remember the last class we configured request attributes, all those things. That also it will, that kind of information also it will store for 35 days. For real user monitoring, user action data 35 days, user session 35 days, mobile class 35 days. Something SaaS, nothing you can customize. Okay, except log. Okay, but manage you can customize. 35 to 60, 365 days, something you can customize. Okay, but most of the things you remember 35 days or only code level data, and that's it you remember. Okay, you can't remember for 35 or 365. Just remember in such a way that only code level data will be visible in DynaTrace SAS for 10 days, remaining 35 days. That's it. And metric 5 years. That's it. Remaining things, if you remember also, later on you will get forget. Otherwise, whenever you do this kind of such things, right, interview or something, you go for read one time. Code level, how many days? 10 days. Okay. Remaining any request attributes, user session, anything they ask you, right? Remaining 35 days. Metric 5 years. That's it. This is for SaaS. Manage also same, but you can extend to, or you can customize. Only manage has two options. You can customize 10 days, you can customize to 30 days, 20 days, something like that. You can customize. Only manage has a flexibility. Okay, is that clear, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your retention period. Yeah, so some tools we have like low level data, high level data, medium level data. It will get stored how it should be. Okay, but here they have segregated the data itself. Okay, like code level, service level, request level, okay, user level, session level. Okay, all the level they have segregated and it will get stored for several days. Okay, log level. Okay. Okay, so let's take a lunch break. Okay, and then we'll meet at 2. And from 2 o'clock, we'll log monitoring and all, EKS, all those things, user groups, we'll discuss. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about that user, how you can provide the access to user, how you can create a user group, policy, all those things. Okay. User and group. So remember, for when you are using DynaTrace Manage, okay, so to create a group, provide the user access, you have to do from which portal? CMC portal. Remember? That stand for Cluster Management Console portal. Console portal. If you have a manage, if you have a SaaS, then you have to DynaTrace portal itself. You need to do that. How you can do that? DynaTrace portal itself, you can do that. Okay. So how you can do that? Let's see. How you can create a group. So group, remember, when you create a group, right? So group can be created based on the management zone. Like what is the management zone name we have? Same way you can create a group and you can provide the user that group access to that application team. Okay. So here they can see the data only for that application. So if you go to your DynaTrace portal and if you go to account, this is your user setting, account setting. Okay, here you can create a user and group. So if you go to setting, okay, here you can see that identity management, user management. Here you can give the user access. Okay, just you give the name. Like suppose you want to give APM-DT outlook.com. Want to give access, you give the access, and what type of access you are giving. Like you want to give account manager. Account manager we don't give. We give a monitoring admin and monitoring viewer. Okay, you need to invite. That's it. When you create a group, so group will be created based on the management zone. If you suppose I'm creating a I have not. There is no management zone, but let's say create a group name is BPI. And BPI, what they can do, access account and manage users can do. In the policy, nothing. And okay, environment, this one. In this environment, what he can have. So access, replay, configure, view. I'm giving most of the permission. Okay. Save changes. So now, whatever the user we have created, right? We can edit and we can add that group. What will happen is whatever the access we have given for that application, right? That only it can access. It will be shown in the DynaTrace portal. Okay. So like this, you can create a group. You can create a group and we can assign the user to that group. Okay. Suppose you have a X application team, right? Suppose you have X application team, like suppose you have a X application team, they have a right and they have a 5 members. So all the 5 members, so you need to create a application group. So user group, you need to create X. All the 5 members should be part of this group. Okay. So whenever you have that, so all this application, only these 5 users, right? They can see only this application data. Now you have another Y application. Y application has a 6 users. Okay, you create a same group for a Y application and all the 6 users you assign to that group. Is it clear, guys? So in that way, you can manage your application. Okay, so there is a no relationship between X and Y. No relationship. Okay, is it clear how you can create a group? It is very easy. Okay, it's not like that tough deal or something. Like just still folder, click, click, click. That's it. Okay, is it clear, guys? Say yes, no.
Yes.
Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, this is not like some custom configuration you have to do that, but you should be knowing how we can do that. Okay, now single sign-on configuration, we can't do that. Only corporate you need to do that because the domain is required. That domain has to be added. Like suppose servicenow.com. Some domain is there, right? Servicenow.com. If you add, need to add the domain. Then DynaTrace will valid. Then copy this, verify karo. DynaTrace site domain could not be verified. Please try again. Okay. So like this, you can add that domain, all those things, and type should be txt and value should be. You can create that. This will be do only the corporate basis. Okay, not like you can't do that. This also you can't do that because only corporate level only you can. Okay? You can't do that directly like us. We don't have any domain. Okay, so now we have different type of access we have, right? We have SSO, zero auth, then we have you can create a client ID, secret ID, and you can have that. So there's a lot of things you can do that, like when you have that most things famous is SSO integration is very famous, correct? So here you can see the license page, your license page, like host unit, session, synthetic, Davis. Okay, so this part is your like what we call account setting page where you can do that. Here this part is your support, help support, DynaTrace help, community support help, all those things you can create a ticket. Okay, so now you come to here, click here. So how you can enable the log monitoring, right? So log monitoring you can enable from here. If you go log, I have only one host, right? But it is not yet enabled. So how you can enable it? Need to go to your setting page. And you go log monitoring. You can see. So which host you want to monitor? So your log can be implemented either host level or process level. So for I have only one host, but you can see I want to implement any process. Okay, so I want to implement this process. This is the path you want to monitor. Okay, once you're done, you can do the save changes. If you monitor this path, okay, all the logs should be available. Start populating to your log page. Just wait for a few minutes. Yet you go to your again setting page. You go to your log monitoring, log source and storage. Let's add one more log. Just for getting the data I'm adding. Okay. So which logs you want to implement, you can implement that. Got saved. Now you go to your log page. You can see your data. Just wait for a few minutes. Not yet. Wait. Allow one agent to monitor one agent logs. No. Yes. Even one agent log also you want to monitor, you can monitor this. So let's go to your log page. Still it's not yet coming. Wait for a few minutes. It will come now. Now this part came. Because first time, right? So getting populating the data, it takes time. Now see, all the logs is getting visible. It's very simple, right? You have seen, right, what I did? So which host you want to implement the logs? Okay, you go to that setting page. Okay, which host you want to select that host, which process you want to implement. Like either you can do host level or process level. Okay, two way you can go. You can see, go to custom log source and configuration, not this one, log source and storage, and you go this. Okay, so either you want to do host levels from the host you want to go, then each host. Suppose one process running on same process running on 7 server, it will combine together, right? One process running on 10 hosts. So which host you wanted to monitor, you can do that, right? So this way you can easily monitor the logs. Just you tick, select the path and save changes. That's it. After that, all the logs is getting populated. Is it clear? How we have monitored the logs? It's very simple, okay? And then you go to your log page, wait for few minutes, 4 to 5 minutes to collect the data first time. So then you can do that. So now you want to check that content or something. Like you want to check whichever the content has a valid credit card number was verified successfully. You want to see this, right? So you copy this. You copy this. And you want to fetch it. Control V, content. See, only verified is coming. Okay. Now you want to create a metric. You want to create any processing rules. Okay. You want to create a metric. So let's create a metric. Credit card verification. Verification. Okay. We have given add dimension. Dimension is not required. And we can save changes. Okay. You got that log metric. If you see the data explorer, we can see the log metric. Let me check. And I'm not sure. Log.credit verification. Control C. No, log metric you can't see. No metric. You can't see that log metric. Okay. So this is weird. Okay. Now you want to. Okay. Metric extraction. So this is your log metric. You can create an event, all those things. Okay. So you can see event extraction. You can create a event. But same. On same query. So credit card verification error, something. So you want to check where we have a log. So we used to have when we have error, right? Take error. You see any error? No. Yeah, suppose something error code you got, right? So you want to monitor this code. It here to here. If you found this, till here to here, if you found this, you throw an alert. Something like that, right? Control V. Oh, wait. Type error. No error. Right now we don't have any error. Anything you wanted to capture something, content you want to font, something error code you found. Suppose interval this one. You want to do that. Once you get this, you should throw an alert. You got this right? Like this, when you have an error warning, something error code, you create an event, you create error. That's it. Create a metric and then you create an event. Okay. Is it clear? And you can create a processing rule also if you wanted to do. By default is there, you can create a processing. So once you have added this processing rules, right? So by default, it will be available in here. Where? Here, right? So you can see that, right? This is your processing rules. How it should be filtered, right? So this already created. Based on that, your filter, you can create a processing rule. You can create a metric. You want to format table, you can do that. Like you want to add more things. Okay. See how it should be. So it is getting formatted a table. Okay. Whichever things you want to keep, you can keep that. Okay. Then action, you can pin to dashboard. When you fetch the data, right? you can pin to your dashboard. Suppose you want to pin to dashboard, you can pin it. You filter some data and you want to pin to dashboard, you can pin to dashboard. Okay. So this is the way you can fetch your log monitoring. It's very simple. Okay. If you are thinking comparing with a Splunk, Sumo Logic, something, don't compare. DynaTrace is not like a log monitoring tool, log aggregator tool. It is just providing your application and infrastructure logs so that you can get your infra monitoring, application monitoring, as well as log monitoring also here itself. So you should not find any alternative tools or something to get your log should be monitored from different tools. Okay, that is the reason they have added, but they are keep on adding features, all those things. Maybe in future 1 year, 2 years, you can see they have more features on the log monitoring. Okay. Clear?
Yes, you can custom log.
You can custom.
Yes, if you want to have more logs, not if you have if you want to monitor batch log.
Yeah. So all the logs, right? So see, logs we are getting putting, that you can do that. The logs you are putting from that, suppose you have this without one agent, you can't do that, right? Because while installing one agent, so for log monitoring you think like without one agent you can't. So suppose this is your host. Okay, this is your host. Okay, and suppose this is your applications are running. In that also you can take a batch jobs, control M. Control M is running on this host, and then some Apache, Tomcat. Okay. Now we are, so you install that agent on this host. Once you install this agent host, right, you can get a log all either on host level, host perspective. So on this host, all the processes are running. If this process is getting captured, okay, if process are getting captured, then definitely you can do that. Okay, like suppose we have a control M running on this server and as well as application also running. Control M has a process, that batch job process, but that long running process, right? If that process is not getting captured, okay, in the DynaTrace, in that case, if you enable the log for that application, any can't, it will not visible. If process is getting captured, okay, in the infrastructure host page, your process is getting captured, then definitely you can do that. Okay, so suppose how you can understand it, like you need to go to your host page first and check for batch job that process is getting captured. So how you can check that? Go to your host page and open that all process. Check that whether this process is getting visible. If that process is getting visible, then what is the path to enable the log monitoring? Okay. So on this host, I should go to setting page. Log monitoring. Make sure that while installing DynaTrace, you have allowed log monitoring. Remember, Linux, you can see log monitoring, but by default it will be enabled. Then you go to setting page, log monitoring, log source and storage. You go to host perspective, because if you go to that process perspective, right? Because suppose the same process, that customer front end may be running on 5 server, correct? The corporate scenario, right? So the best way is to go with that process level. Okay, you want to monitor this process for across all the hosts, you take that and then you open that. So these are the path we have: front end, customer front end. What happened? Just a minute. Okay, now you go to setting page, then log monitoring, source and storage. Now, so you go to that host, Now select that which process you wanted to do, expand that. Okay, I want to monitor all the 3 paths. I will take that 3 paths. If you don't want to monitor only 1 path, so here we have a 1 server, right? Suppose this process is running on many server. Okay, then all the hosts should be visible. So which host you want to monitor, you can do that easily. Otherwise, you need to go to each host, one host, second host, third host, then you expand that. So anyway, you can do that both away. Make sure that agent has to be installed. Once agent is installed and log is enabled, then you can easily fetch that. You just should think like only I wanted to, for this host, I wanted to have only log monitoring. That is not possible. You should do that like full stack monitoring. Then only you can do that. Okay.
Okay.
So once you have added, then all the logs is getting populated. All the logs is getting populated. And you can write your query, advanced query, you can write whatever things you are looking for. Yeah, it's something they have given that filter option, audit option, audit result, filter by something. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, you can see we have this content. You want to do the content, then you do content here. You do content filter. Okay, no, not like that. Content. Okay, and then you give the content. Okay, like this is your content. Okay, make sure that if a status you're taking, okay, then you take a status. Status, then what is like warning, info. Right now we have only info. That is the reason info. Once warning come, yeah, error come, it will come error. So if you give warning info, it will take info. Yeah, all the info data is coming. Now you take a DT processor name. Yeah, something like this. Which where we have a DT processor name. This one, right? Copy this. Now you type DT dot processor. DT dot process name. You want to have this, search it. Now we are getting the data, right? In that you want to filter something like this. You can do a lot of things. Okay, entity, you can filter it and then you can fetch the data. You can pin to dashboard. You can create a metric. Lot of things you can do that. Okay.
Okay.
This is not like, but you can't compare with a Splunk or something. But some sort of information, it will give it to you. So you should not look for any alternative solutions.
Okay.
That is a DynaTrace mindset. Now let's go to APIs. Okay, the best topics, we can say that. So how many people heard about that APIs? Okay, so APIs. So you know that, right? We have multiple APIs. Okay, so either for one API, right, we'll have a get API, post, put, and delete. Okay, so API stand for application program interface. Okay, so you heard about that right now. API part is very famous. Okay, so for anything, right, so any API you want to fetch the data, okay, through API, what type you should use? Get. Fetching the data, we should use get. Post, inserting the data. Put means updating the data. Updating. Okay, put, post you can utilize. Okay, delete means deleting the data. Then we have a patch. On the during whatever the data you have added, only one line you want to update or something, you can use the patch. Patch also we can use the updating the data. Okay, so this, right, so DynaTrace has released certain APIs. Okay, you cannot develop your own APIs and you can fetch the data. You can't do that. But DynaTrace has developed multiple APIs. Okay, that is version 2.0 now, and so you can fetch the data. Suppose you want to get a list of problems. Okay, problems for last 1 month. If I'll tell you to go DynaTrace portal and do copy paste, it will take another 10 days for you to prepare Excel sheet.
Yes.
But API, it will give you 1 minute. Okay. Now some sort of information, right? Like you are creating a shallow, you are creating a dashboard, you are creating applications, you are creating a synthetic monitoring, right? Something. So you can design your JSON file, a JSON body, and just to do the header, change something, and just to insert it. It will take hardly 2 to 3 minutes. No need to log into DynaTrace portal. Also, you have the token. You can fetch the data. You can create the data. You can insert the data. You can update the data. So most of the developers, they don't depend on UI and those things. They used to do from the backend, right? They used to say, hey, we'll do it in backend. So they used to. So there is a tool is called Postman. Okay, this Postman will help you to create a application, yeah, create a cell synthetic monitoring, create a shallow, all those things. Okay, so let me show you that how you can do that. Okay, wait, let me create. Okay, now see. Now I wanted to create DynaTrace SLO. Yeah. So see, just I have given that metric name. I have given payment service availability, and let's see. So I need to have a URL, right, and token. So just to go to here, okay, SLO post API, DynaTrace SLO post API. You need to find the API first. Okay, so you want to create a post, you want to create a get also, right? Both we can do that. So this is a post API. Okay, so if it's your SaaS, this is right. So only environment ID we need to add here. Environment ID is our this is your environment ID. I'll go to my Postman. I will change it. Okay. Now SLO, then API token I need. Okay. So API token I should have added in that param. Okay. So remove that and add API hyphen token. So we need to create a write token. Okay. So if you go to access token, generate a token. Okay, we need to have a API token. API token, expiry limit. You give write SLO. This is your API token. Copy this. Go to your Postman. Paste it. Okay. Now body, whichever things you have added. Description, rate, successful, payment per week, payment service. Okay, just have added. Send a notification. See what is telling. Created. So now you go to your DynaTrace portal. You go to service level object. Just I'm creating a dummy data. Okay. Dummy. See. Is created. Payment service availability. Guys say yes or no. So just JSON, I have not arranged, okay? Whichever the JSON they have given, right? You can see this JSON. Same JSON I have used. I have not done any changes. The metric expression, everything it is there. So you need to change it accordingly. And from this, and you need to target, warning, all those things, and you need to create that. Okay. So I have created just now. Okay. Are you getting my point? Okay. So this is your post API. Now suppose you want to fetch the data. To fetch the data, now you wanted to fetch the data. So what do you need to do? Get API. So service level object, get API. Okay. Get an SLO. See, get an SLO. So this is your API. DynaTrace environment live API or SLO, and then ID. They're asking for ID. And see, to execute the request, you need access token SLO.read. So access token, what is required? Access token will required SLO.read. SLO read token required. SLO read. Okay. You type SLO read. See, read SLO. Generate. Copy this. Go to here. You put it duplicate. You go here. Where it went then? It. Okay. This is your. Now we need SLO.read, right? So this is your API token. We'll add. We remove this. Again add API hyphen token. This is your value. And we got this. Now after SLO, we need what? Remember SLO ID. For get SLO, what is that? After SLO, we required ID. So if you go to your SLO, so for if you take this calculate recommendation, what is SLO ID? Just tell me what is this SLO ID? Setting. You take this. What is your SLO ID? See, this is your ID. You see in the URL, guys. Are you able to see it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is your SLO ID. So if you go to your Postman and go to your URL SLO slash, give this. And now you try. See, you are getting that calculate recommendation. You're getting no complete informations. So this will help you out. Okay, like Postman will help you out. Suppose now you wanted to fetch a list of problems in last 30 days. How you can fetch? So problem get API. Okay, so you should go to problem get DynaTrace problem get API. DynaTrace problem get API. Okay. Now this is your problem API. Okay. So this is your API slash problem. Okay. So you take this, where it went. So this will be a same till V2. Go to here, Control V. After V2 class problem, class problems. Okay. Then we required token, right? So you can give API hyphen token. What is the value? So for problem, right? So what is the token we should use? Done. Generate a token. You should give read problem. You should type problem. Read problem, read security problem, whatever problems you have, access problem. Generate a token. This is a problem API. Generate a token. Copy this. Go here. Put it to Postman. Okay. And anything else is required. You can give the time frame, all those things. See, total count is 0. Right now there is no problem. Let's generate one problem. Okay, so how you can generate a problem? Go to your setting page and CPU utilization you keep it to 1%. So we'll go to our anomaly detection, our infrastructure, host. So detect CPU saturation, there's in custom 2%. Okay, now problem should get occurred. So make sure that alerting, it should not have a delay, right? So infrastructure, how much? Resource taking 30 minutes. We'll remove that. 0. Save changes. So now wait for a few minutes. The problem got generated. Now let's go to our Postman. Again, we'll hit it. How many problem came? Guys, say
Yes,
how
yes,
many
no
problem?
problem.
You got that, right? CPU
Yes.
saturation.
Yes.
So like this, you can get, you can add lot of filters in the params. Like suppose you wanted to filter with the time frame, you can give the epoch time converter we have, right? Last 15 minutes you want, right? So from to 2, right? You can give the time frame, you can give the page size, how many pages you wanted to have, all those things you can do the filter, and you can fetch the problems. Okay, you can create a SLO, you can fetch the SLO, you can fetch the problems, you can create the problem, create an application. Suppose I want to create an application. Okay, so how to create an application? So this is your application post API. So this you wanted to change. I will go this. Marshall, are you able to understand, right? Okay,
Yes,
so
I
okay.
understand. Fred.
So this is your post API. So you need to go to that post API documentation, DynaTrace post API for web application. This is the documentation. Okay, so web application configuration post API. So for SaaS has different API managed. So you can see that, right? This is your managed URL you should prepare. This is your SaaS URL. So SaaS URL environment ID we have given live.api config v1 application web. Okay, so we have given same. Okay, body we passed. So body we have given this. This is your JSON body. Where it went? This is your JSON body. Okay, for application name. Okay, all those things we have given. Then we need token, right? So create that. We should what the right config token is required. Okay. So we'll go to again DynaTrace portal, access token, same way write SLO, read SLO, right? You need to create a token. So you should give right config. Right. Oh, config. Right. Configuration. This token is required. And token is visible one time. So copy this, put it in your notepad somewhere. I'm not saving. So you give here also. API token. Again, you give here API token. Okay, and you paste it. Token got pasted. This one we have removed. Okay. We have taken CFU, right? This one got token got added. Now authorization is nothing is required. We can give this API token same here also, but nothing is required here. Okay, you can keep is no author inherit from author. You can keep it. Header is not required. Body we need to pass. So application name we have given BPI web app. DLG monitoring enabled, session replay, all those enabled. So session replay enabled true. So you can keep it as a false. Session replay I don't want enable. Resource capturing. So all those things you can give the threshold for XHR, all those things you can give that. So now this is your URL. So whichever URL you give, it will take. This is my URL pattern. So URL should be this one, right? So this is my URL. Okay, application name I am giving. This is a URL. Okay. Okay. So this we give. Now we'll see whether it is getting created or not. Application name is BPI web. We can keep it Easy Travel web app. Okay. Now send it. What is telling? Easy Travel web app is created. This is the Easy Travel web app application ID. Now you go to your web application. Type your web. You see? Wait, let's refresh it. Okay. Wait for a few minutes. NWI. Oh, it should create now. See, it got created. It takes time to reflect because we need to reflect the data, right? So this is the way you can get your application, get your problems, like lot of things you want to change. Now suppose same application, right? You want to modify some. So what I will do? Same application, I want to modify. I will do something, right? So what I can do is I can use, suppose patch also I can do. And instead of Easy Travel web app, right, I can do Easy Travel. Okay. And send it. not allowed. Okay, so it is not allowing. Okay, this is a post API, right? So patch has a different API. So you can do put and you can do that. Put is also not allowed. Put has a different API. Okay, so like this you cannot allow the same API. Okay, so put API, post API, all those things are different. Okay, this is the way you can do that. Is it clear, guys? When you do some practice, right, it will be help you. So I will give you the little glimpse how you can do that. Here we have get post, which API we have, you select that. Here you give that URLs, https://www.any-dynatrace.com. This is your URL. Now anything in the param you want to pass, right? It will be available. Suppose you want to pass something like what we called some value, right? Like time, right? A start time, end time. A start time, like last 15 minutes, right? Like 169 something. Epoch value. Then end time. Then some value. Sorry, some value here. Okay, this is your report. Then it got added. Okay. Authorization, you can add any kind of, what kind of this API, what authorization. It accept API key, it accept bearer token, it accept authentication, username, password. What is it? That you need to read that document, you need to. So in the get API, body is not required. Only when you are inserting, right, body is required. So body you still need to click on raw and you need to select that. Either you want to JSON body, JavaScript body, HTML, XML body. So mostly here we have a JSON body, you can select that. If anything pre-execution script we have, you can run that. And once you run that, you hit this, here you will get the response. Okay. So suppose you wanted to www.dynatrace.com. Just you did, right? And if you hit this, you get the response. What happened? No.
It's the name. Okay.
What happened? You tell me.
Yes, the name. You don't write DynaTrace because you forget the E
Oh,
of trace. Yes.
now it is correct.
Yes.
Now try this. See, you are getting the response, right? So same way you can, now you are getting the response. Now same way you have the API something. It's just a checking whether it is getting accessible or not, right? So get, then you can do post, you can do put, you can do the delete, all those things you can do that, okay? So that will help you to insert the data on DynaTrace, delete the data in DynaTrace, okay? Add the data, update the data, anything. Like when you little, like we used to call, right? When you'll become a pro, something like that, you are expert in DynaTrace. People don't log into DynaTrace portal. Give me the token API, a token you give for right token, I will do it. No need to have a DynaTrace portal access something. I can fetch the data, I can post the data, I can put the data. So developer, like most of the things you have seen that, right? Developer don't need, right? Because they are always playing with Postman, Swagger, all those things. So they used to fetch the data from here itself and they can do a lot of things. Have you seen that? Development team, hey, I need a API token. That's it. They will go through their documentation, they'll read that and they will prepare the JSON body and they can fetch the data. That's it. After that, they don't need DynaTrace portal access also. Most of the times, like the tool is called Elk something, right? They don't log in also. They fetch the data through API and they can see the document. Document got updated, inserted, deleted or not. Okay. Here we have a UI, right? Most of the tool does not have a UI at all. Through Postman only they are checking if it is an internal tool or something. Okay. So this is the way you can do that API. So all the API you can see here available. Most of the API. Yeah, you can find it also. Google, you search DynaTrace, this metric API, units, monitored, all the API synthetic API. It is already available. Okay. So which API you wanted to do? This is your API. You can try it. So URL. See till here below this, right? https:// loc environment id live dot till here it is same. This will be same. Okay. After that /synthetic location, then location ID. After that synthetic location, synthetic locations, synthetic config, something like that. Okay. Is it clear, guys? Any
Yes.
doubt to understand? Like it is not that much tough, but if you do some little practice, make sure that you are creating a right token. That's it. And whatever things it is getting asked, make sure that you are passing properly. It will give you the data in that Postman. Okay. Now a part is also done. Now let's you can log me. What I'm trying to discuss is so we have a different types of web application. Okay. We have a different types of web application. Okay. So now you want to implement. So now we have created a web app. Suppose you want to create a different custom app or something, right? How you can do that? Like, yeah, you want to monitor, like where you monitor via browser extension. Suppose you want to do that. How you can do that? Suppose it's the Salesforce or some Office 365 application you have. You want to monitor, how you can do that? So suppose this is my website, okay? Any website you can take, like Isha training, okay? Any website you take. Yeah, you can take IntelliPath. Okay, this is your website. This is a training website. I want to monitor this, okay? So this is my website. If I'll give the URL and paste it, you'll get the data. Okay. So copy this URL, go to where it went. So you need to start up monitoring. So for applications, we can't install the one agent, right? So there will be some application like Salesforce, Office 365, G Suite, Workday. This will not, you cannot install the agent, right? So you need to monitor via browser extension, correct? Set up monitoring, okay? So you want to monitor with Google Chrome or Firefox, both. Currently, no token with enable run browser extension access scope is configured. So with your name, application name, you give this, same this, okay? Create an application. Now they're asking, remove. Okay, and now I need to add the extension. Okay, wait. Now, wait. I need to add the extension first. Install the browser extension. So how you can install, see. I think manage extension, Brave, developer mode. Okay, Windows does not have. I think this browser does not have. Let's go to Chrome browser. Unpin. Real user. I think this one. Okay. Now let's log in. DynaTrace as login. Yeah. So now I will go to my application. Deploy DynaTrace. Monitor browser extension. This is your URL pattern. Okay. Setup monitoring. Wait. API token, why it is coming? Okay. URL is IntelliPath. Okay. Now name of your application, IntelliPath. This is the URL injection. Okay. Create application. Control V. This fetching the error. No. Okay. I need a API token. Okay. So for this, copy this. API token got generated. Why it is throwing an error? Mm, Sometime DynaTrace will change the process at all. Earlier token was not required. Now token is asking. Now if you go monitor via extension, install browser extension, install the one locally and learn to deploy browser company wide. Configure the application and start them. Create a token. What token is required? Wait. Create a token with enabled RAM browser extension. Okay. Token enabled RAM browser extension. Okay. Generate a token. Copy that token. Put it in your here. Okay. And then you go to here. Okay, token got created. Exam name of your application is suppose Isha. And this is my URL. Okay. Click copy button to get the configuration URL. Run, paste it into your editor, your choice, and copy this. And open your Control V. Copy this and paste it here. Hey, copy. Control B. Connect. See, it is got connected. Create application. So last time token we have not created. That is the reason it was throwing an error.
Can you hear me?
Can hear you. Can you see
Oh,
that?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
sorry, I was on mute. So you can see that, right? Now you are getting the data. So where you cannot install the agent, right? Like some of the application like Microsoft Office 365, your G Suite, your Salesforce, some kind of application, and you wanted to monitor that. You got the requirement. You wanted to monitor that. You can monitor through a browser extension that will help you to understand what was the load, what are the actions happening. Okay, these are the things it will help you. That okay, that clear?
Yeah.
So only not like a web app. You can configure a custom app. You can configure your anonymous user who logged in, all those things will come. Now there is a like if you want you have Android app, yeah, mobile iOS app, right? You wanted to monitor some kind of a Cordova platform you have, right? You wanted to monitor that. That also will help. DynaTrace will help you to monitor that, like iOS, Android, all those things. Okay. So if you go to that deploy DynaTrace page, right? So they have different types of applications. Like now we have a generic like normal web application, right? Now if you have mobile app, you can do that. So you can see that mobile app somewhere. So you can give the my store. So my app name is, this is my own app. Okay, you can give that app name, whatever the app name you have, right? Based on the application, you can give this. You can give EG Travel. Let's give EG Travel is the application name. You can create a mobile app. Once mobile app is configured, right? We need developer guidance. Why? Because so application name we have given EG Travel. Now key performance metrics. What are the tolerable is we can see that 0.1 second. Okay, and keep little bit like this till you see have seen that, right? The app is getting open how many seconds, right? Like this you can keep. Okay, now data privacy you wanted to do, you can do that data privacy. I cannot set up that mobile app, but I will give you that. Enable user in opt mode. Beacon endpoint, so you wanted to run on environment active gate, yeah, on web server, something like that. Okay, so you can give that mobile app, right? They have some beacon endpoint. Okay, if you have work on that application team. Okay, so like you need to give that valid and beacon endpoint URL to understand this. Then once you give this, you need to suppose you give that endpoint is www dot egtravel. Just I'm giving, okay, must be HTTP. Okay, this is a valid. This is not a valid. Okay, so it will validate. Okay, I just will give google.com. Suppose let's give DynaTrace. Is it valid? No, this is not a valid. Okay, this is not a valid endpoint beacon. So beacon endpoint, we should give that. Once you give this, okay, then you should go to instrumentation wizard. Okay, this is the where our mobile app development team is required. So you wanted to configure either Android, yeah, iOS, yeah, Cordova, yeah, tvOS, yeah, React Native, Flutter, Xamarin. These are the apps, right, that DynaTrace supports. So you want to configure Android, you should go to Android. Android also has a framework. Android app can be developed either Groovy or Kotlin. Anyone heard about this? Groovy, Kotlin. If you are yeah, check with if any of your friend is mobile app developer or something. So you can check with them. You can Google it also, right? Same way, iOS will be Swift package, yeah, CocoaPods, yeah, Carthage, yeah, developer. tvOS like Swift package. This is also like Apple tvOS. Cordova is open source platform. React Native is also platform. Flutter or Xamarin is also some platform only. Okay, so for this, when you select that Android, right? So if you go via Groovy, you need to ensure that package source DynaTrace is hosted on Maven Central. Verify that you have added Maven Central repository. So need to add that Maven Central repository. When added DynaTrace plugin to build in a script class path. There will be some class path. They need to add that. Then they need to open that in your user of mode, all those things, and then you can build your IDE. So complete a script has to be complete. The code has to be built and need to run. Okay, to get that monitored. Okay, that is the reason I can't do that. Okay. Same way we have for iOS. If you go to that iOS app, same way we have like a Swift package, a Coca pods, all those things you can do that. Yeah, tvOS. Once you have configured this, right, then after that nothing. Okay, you can easily get monitored that mobile app. So only you remember that for as an interview, yeah, something DynaTrace support Android, iOS, then tvOS, Xamarin, Flutter, React Native, and Cordova. Okay, these are the platform which support, except web app, yeah, browser extension app, custom app, like it support this also. Okay, is it clear, guys? I cannot go with this configuration because I've never done any kind of like mobile app development. If I could have done that, then definitely. But I'm figuring out if anyone can find out who is working on as a mobile app developer, either Android, then I can do setup and I can put that video in my YouTube so people can easily do the configuration. But I'm looking for someone who can help on this. If you know anyone, let me know. We'll have a call and we'll set up that sample, create one sample mobile app. We'll do the instrumentation and we'll make a video, we put it in YouTube. So that will help a lot of peoples. Okay. Once you configure that, it will come something like this. User experience, web request, called service, active, okay, crash rate, all those things you can able to see that. Okay. Any dot? Now, okay. For service now integration, yeah, any webhook integration, yeah, any integration, right? You wanted third-party integration, right? You can do it from here. Okay, setting page. Suppose you wanted to do service now integration. Okay, so you need to go to that store.servicenow.com. Check that what kind of license required for DynaTrace. And if you go to that store.servicenow.com, store.servicenow.com, and check that what kind of license is required. So this is your service now, just like we have a mobile app, we have a Play Store, right? Android app, we have an App Store, right? Same way, ServiceNow also has a store, okay, where you can go and find your plugins. Just to type DynaTrace. See, there is a 2 plugins. See, we have one incident integration plugins, one we have a service graph connector for observability, right? We have a through plugins, okay, 2 plugins, okay. If you go this plugins, does not require any license, only basic license also it will cover, right? You can see this, nothing is required. But if you go to this another plugin, this required ITOM license, you see, somewhere you can see ITOM visibility license is required. So the service now has a 2 types of license. One is ITSM license, one we have ITOM license. ITOM have in something called AI, discovery, you can say that IDM discovery license they used to call. So AI, they have a AI. Okay, so when you create a rule based on that, AI will work. Okay, so you need to depend on that. So which license, what kind of service now you have? Like we have ITSM license, then you can go with the basic one. If you have ITM, then you can go with this license. Okay, this plugin is free. Only license is required. Now, once you install this plugin in your service now, we need a service now admin has to create one user. Okay, that has a read access for all those things. And so once they will create a user, then they will give it to you like service now. They will give you the display name. Display name as well as you can give instance identifier like service now URL. On if it is on-prem, then instance identifier name we have something like CGI something, client name something it should be. Then we have a URL, then username, password, and you should select the alert profile and you should send the test notification. That's it. Okay, no need to do much things from the DynaTrace side. Once integration is established, then ServiceNow team they will upload their all the CIs, application, infrastructure component, everything, right? Services, everything they need to upload. They need to create a map, end-to-end relationship. They need to prepare that. Once it is done, so once this alert got triggered, automatically it will all the parameter it will get updated with ServiceNow. Okay, so this is your integration. So same way you can do with ServiceNow, Slack, like what we called Microsoft Team, email integration that you can do that. Okay. So I will give you some video access, extra video access. There I have did the integration for like a Slack, a PagerDuty, X Matters. These are the integration that I have done it. Okay. So I will give you some extra access, so you can go and whenever you require it, okay, you can tell them. But mostly you can tell them that if suppose some of the just time as a concept I'm giving you that like what you can, if suppose you wanted to do some integration but that integration type is not available here. Okay, then if it is not available here, then you should go always custom integration. Okay, custom integration has capability like any other tools, right? It will generate a webhook URL. You can generate a webhook URL and you can give the webhook URL. You can pass the payload, JSON payload, and you can integrate that. Okay, so whichever the payload you are passing, that payload information only it will get populated to that portal, event management portal, and you can do left, right, whatever things you can do that on their portal that you can do that. Okay, so remember that if direct integration and that DynaTrace does not provide, then you do custom integration that will expose webhook URL, and that webhook URL you can do that. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, so custom metric also, preferences also I did. This also mainframe nobody is using now. Okay, now you can see here. Most of the supported technology is here. Okay, if some of the technology is not getting supported, make sure that it should be enabled. Okay, so and you'll see the custom extension. This is your extension, but most of the technology is here. Suppose you wanted to Elasticsearch you want to insert, right? So you should give the Elasticsearch username, password, and Elasticsearch URL. Okay, and then you should do that. It will consume which license? Any custom metric config data you wanted to, it will consume DDU license. Okay, like this you can do that. Like suppose you wanted to do DB monitoring, right? So PostgreSQL. Remember database we haven't discussed. So database by default it will get visible. Okay. By default means once you install the agent on the app server, right, it will go to the database. By default is coming. We have not installed any agent on the database, but it still is getting visible. It is giving the visibility like database response time, failure rate, connectivity, okay, then transactions, procedures, all those things, statements, all those things. You can see that, right? SQL modification statement you wanted to see, you can see that, okay. But this basic information will not load all those things, failure rate, will not help you much. You want to go more depth in the database and you want to fetch the metrics. In that case, what kind of database you have. Suppose you have a Postgres, then you need to go to that one agent extension. One agent has to be installed. Then you should create a data. You should have a database name, username, password. You should give. It will start fetching the data from your Postgres. Then you have another database like MS SQL. Okay, you give the database name, all those things. Okay, so like this you can fetch the data for a lot of database. You can do CouchDB. Okay, like CouchDB you have. So you can see username, password for any CouchDB, right? You should have that a username, password, and which port it's running. You should give this start fetching the data from that database. It will work on one agent extension only. Earlier, some of the database may work on ActiveGate extension. Some of the data it will work on one. So you can see that, right? So you wanted to do JMX monitoring. Okay, then WebLogic. So you can go do this for WebLogic JMX monitoring. If they are required, just monitor this environment. You should enable this. Okay, and say this should come back. So a lot of things you can go and check this. Like you want to monitor IIS, NGNX, or something like NY. So to monitor this is required something. Just to go edit, it says monitor NY. It's not getting monitored by default, but you can enable this. Like this, you can do that. It will get data is getting populated. If some of the data you don't want to monitor, you can exclude the data, right? So suppose like if I'll go to monitor technology, some of the process like I don't want to monitor. So I can go to that process group. Suppose like Linux system process, I don't want to monitor, right? So what I will do, I will go to suppose this SSM agent I don't want to monitor. I will go to edit and disable this. Do not monitor and save change. There are a lot of things you can do that, okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Don't what we call there is a two types of token. One is pass token and one is API token. So don't confuse with the API token and pass token. Okay. So if you don't give anything, okay, it will generate a API token. If you give anything pass token, then it will generate a pass. If you give the GCP, then it will generate a GCP token. Okay. For GCP, Google Cloud. Okay. So make sure that you for API token, you don't mention any, don't select any template. Okay. This is the credential vault, okay, where all the synthetic, like when you hit the URL, use required some credential, right? Like username, password, it will get stored. Okay. Like suppose you want to configure any URL, like it will give you that, it will ask you that URL password, username, password. You can see. Wait. Okay. And now you see. Okay, just I'm adding dummy. Okay. See, any authentication, right? See, create a new credential. Okay. And it will store in where? credential vault. Okay, so that is called credential vaults. All the like access key, secret key, authentication, okay, client ID, all those things, it will get stored in your credential vault. So you can reuse them, okay, later on. Problem you can see in the list of problem page. So one problem is occurring from long back. So we have dedicated page for AWS, Azure. Like you can see, this is your AWS page. Already we did that. Same way we have for Azure. You can see Azure, we have a dedicated page. If you see the demo environment, this is your Azure page. Then we have a Pivotal Cloud Foundry page. Okay, we have a VMware. Pivotal Cloud Foundry they have removed. Then like we have a demo page for this one where you can get that all this details. Then we have which one? Anyone? Anything else? GK we have no. GK we no, Google we don't have right now. GCP we have now. We have a Google. Okay, we don't have GCP right now as a page, but it will come very soon. Okay, then if you see, we have Cloud Foundry page. We have Kubernetes page. For Kubernetes integration, recently I have done that. You go to my YouTube channel. Just you go through it. DynaTrace EKS integration. Sorry, guys. You see this, right? Install DynaTrace one agent on Kubernetes cluster. So how you can do that? Just you go and watch. It's very step by step. I have done it because there's a lot of policy, all those things where you have a chat button. This you can go through it. Okay. This you go through it, you can easily understand. Like a step by step, I have done it. If you have Claude, you go and configure it. Same way, same version you take it. Because I need to again set up ActiveGate, I need to do the integration, all those things. So that is the reason I'm allowing to go and watch the video. Easily, if you have AWS access and you wanted to do that, just to go and step by step. Okay, easily you can do that. Okay. If you are facing any issue, then let me know. We'll sit and we'll do that. Okay. So Docker container already we did. Container page already we did. This is your network tab where you can see that like host, traffic, retransmission, connectivity, all those things. See, the connectivity is only 30%. Where is the issue? Yeah. This is your extension tab. Like DynaTrace has recently added a lot of features. Okay, this time. This and all, it was not there. Still, all the extension, right? Plugins extension, you can say that it is available. You search which plugin you want, you can get it. Okay. So this is how that DynaTrace works. Okay. All the API and all you can see here. Support center will be here. Even your DynaTrace has a chat functionality that you can ping them, you'll get a response. Here we have hi, just you type, you'll get a response from them. Okay, like as a not like a robot and all people sitting and they're giving the response. That a real user will give that response and you can chat with them. You can modify important or notes. Okay. That is fine. But when you have a corporate account, right, you can do that chat. You can use that chat functionality. Any dot during the configuration you have, you can give that URL, okay, where you are stuck, right? That URL you can give it to them, because DynaTrace has your DynaTrace portal access, okay, because of your which one we have this one, right? Through in the architecture right side, what we had mission control, right? Through mission control, they have access to your portal, so they can easily configure for you. They can help you out where you are, wherever you are stuck, okay, easily, and they are very quick response. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I think that's it. Okay, if you have any doubt, just you feel free to ping me on WhatsApp. You have my WhatsApp number at any time. Okay, not now. Yeah, after 10 days, after 15 days. Yeah, like whenever you think like yeah, you are planning to do any kind of